Hi guys, I'm back with a get ready with me on this look that I'm wearing right now. I have this look on Snapchat and you're gonna see it in 2 other videos. This has probably been my go-to look ever since I got the Viseart Neutral Matte Palette. It's pretty much a daytime smoky eye because it is like a pretty brown neutral. I would consider this a daytime glam look just because it's not too intense but it's still a bit smoky, especially the lower lash line. I opened up the eyes with a cream on the waterline, a cream color, so that really makes the eyes open up. This look also has a really intense thick wing liner, so I don't know if you guys can notice, but my eyes look a little bit different just because my liner is a lot thicker this time around, starting from the front. My lips are also a bit overdrawn and overlined to create a poutier look. My hair is in a super messy bun, but I just wanted to get this video out because a lot of you guys are requesting it on Snapchat. I mainly used, well, I used a couple of colors. I used this really light cream, this kind of like peachy color, this cool tone brown all over the lid, and this kind of orange underneath the lash line. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and find it helpful. Let me know if you guys want more tutorials and I will definitely get them for you. Just let me know what kind of looks you want to see. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Hi guys, so I'm starting off with a primer and I'm using this YSL Blur primer, and I'm only using a little bit because if you use too much your makeup can slide off, but it does blur imperfections and creates a nice smooth canvas for your foundation. And then I'm going to go in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer in my T-zone. This is perfect for oily skin girls because it really does mattify that area. Then I'm using MAC Fast Response Eye Cream underneath my eyes because they tend to be a little dry and they have been dark and puffy due to lack of sleep. So I'm just applying that underneath to prep for concealer later on. Now I'm going to jump into my eyebrows, and like always I'm using the Brow Wiz by Anastasia Beverly Hills in soft brown, and I have a whole eyebrow routine video up. I will have it down in the description bar if you want to see a more detailed explanation of how I do my brows. Now I'm jumping in with concealer underneath my eyebrows just to carve them out and clean them up. Even though my eyebrows are pretty defined and clean, I still like to do this step because it really makes them stand out and makes the world of a difference. I like to blend with the brush as well as with my finger, and I'm using a MAC Studio Finish Concealer, and I believe the color is NC25. Now I'm using Painterly Paint Pot by MAC, and I'm using this as my eye base. And again, I like to use my finger and the brush to just blend this out. This is going to create a nice base for our eyeshadows so that they don't budge and that they last all day. It also cancels out any redness or any veins or pigmentation that you may have on your eyelids. Little dance, and for this look I'm using the Viseart Neutral Matte Palette. I'm jumping in with this peach apricot shade as a crease color slash, I guess, all over base. It's a nice warm tone peach, so this is going to act as a nice base, and I like to throw this color down first just so that I can kind of map out where I want to place the darker shadows, because we are going to be doing a smoky eye. So this part is really, really important, and I like to use a really nice fluffy brush. This one's from Morphe. Now I'm going to highlight, and I'm using the white and the beige color on my brow bone. This is going to accentuate the brow bone, make it stand out and pop out. And I'm also going to apply this on the inner corners of my eyes to really make them open and look wide awake. Who you think you're talking to? And now I'm going to use this cool tone brown in the first row, and I'm going to pack this on my lid. I'm using a Luxie brush, and I'm packing and then blending. So I'm not really rubbing the shadows around because I want to create a nice intense brown. These shadows are very buttery, very easy to blend, and I'm obsessed with them. I've been using this palette every single day, and as you can see, the shadow just kind of diffuses itself into that peachy color. Yes. And I just love it. It's really easy to use, and the shadows just glide on. So I'm packing and I'm blending in small short strokes, being careful to not take it too high in my crease, but I still want to have a defined crease. So once you feel the socket of your eyeball, you want to just leave the color there and not go any higher than your natural crease for this look, because it is going to be a very natural look. So when you open your eyes, you really can't see the smokiness, but when you close them, you can see the nice diffused transition. Now I'm using a clean brush, and this one's the Sephora Pro Crease brush. I'm obsessed with this brush for blending. It has nothing on it, and I'm just going to make sure that there's no harsh lines, and I'm blending all three colors together to give it a nice defined but yet still transitioned and blended look. Now for eyeliner, I'm using the Balm Schwing. I'm obsessed with this liner. It's a nice matte black, very pigmented and very easy to work with. I get mine on Haute Look when they have the Balm, and I love to create a nice wing. I start off in the middle of my eye, extend the line outwards towards my eyebrow. This time around, I am going to be doing a thicker wing. I need to do a tutorial on my wing liner, but pretty much it changes every single time I do it. Sometimes I like it more angled, sometimes I like it a little pointier or sharper. Here, I wanted a really nice defined but still thick liner. Sorry about the phone in the back. My mom's phone is going crazy. So yeah, I'm just doing a really nice thick wing, and I'm going to do the same on the other eye. After my little happy dance, I'm going to apply a couple of coats of this Covergirl Supersizer mascara because I am going to apply some falsies, but I like to apply mascara first so that my eyelashes, my fake lashes, blend with my real ones. This pencil is the Balm. It's the NYX pencil, and I'll leave it down below. It's the Touche Jolie. I like to apply my glue and let my eyelashes kind of dry with the glue while I move on. I don't know the lashes that I'm going to be using, but I ended up really liking them. So for foundation, I'm using Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in 7.5. It is the perfect match for my skin right now, and I'm using a wet beauty blender to kind of bounce the product all along and really just blend it into my skin. This color is a really good match. So I put lash glue on my lashes, and I just kind of let them sit somewhere while the glue gets tacky. That's why I show you guys my eyelashes and then I move on to something else. And I always use the House of Lashes glue, and so I'm just blending and blending some more. Make sure you get the neck and the chin. Now I'm using this MAC cream pencil, and it's a really nice beige color, very pigmented. I believe the shade is NC25. I'll leave it down below, and this is really going to open up the eyes and give you that wide awake look. Then for concealer, I'm using Urban Decay, what is this called? This natural skin concealer, and then I'm using this MAC one to really brighten up the under eye, and I'm kind of mixing them together. The Urban Decay I have in light neutral, and the MAC one was NC15, which is really light for me, but I really like that bright under eye. And then I'm going to gently, being careful with my wing liner, just blend that out with the same beauty blender that's also damp. Who you think you're talking to? I spent time alone long before I met you. These days looking like a dream since I've been on the road. To set my under eye, I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm using a MAC powder puff to apply this pretty heavily. And I actually finished this Laura Mercier translucent powder I had to get it back up because this stuff is amazing. So I like to just let that sit there and bake while I apply my lashes, and I'm using a MAC lash applicator. Again, I don't know the exact style of these lashes. I believe they're the Esqido Voila, but I'm not sure. They might be Koko lashes in the style Koko or Bella, but I kind of just had them sitting around and figured I would use them. Now that I'm feeling myself and I'm wrapping, I'm going to go ahead and start contouring, and I'm using the Too Faced Cocoa Contour. I'm using the medium cocoa shade with the Sephora Pro Contour number 74 brush, and I'm going to just apply this. Now, my contour didn't come out how I wanted it this time around when I was filming. For some reason, I think it's because I have tiny little like peach fuzz on my cheeks, and if I don't remove it, sometimes my contour just doesn't come out poppin'. But try to ignore the contour in this look and just focus on the eyes. And then I'm using the dark cocoa to warm up my face, and I'm using the same Sephora brush. I like to do circular motions to really blend a lot quicker, and I love this brush. I'm obsessed with it. I use it every single day. It is life. And I'm going to just blend everything, and I left the powder to bake because it's going to give you a nice matte finish, and it's really going to set that concealer. So I think I'm going to do a whole video on baking because a lot of people don't understand why I leave the powder there, or why anyone leaves powder there. But you do wipe it off later. It just gives you, I think, like a more pigmented look. It really sets it a lot better if you let it sit there for a while. I wouldn't recommend it if you're going to be taking flash pictures, like if you're going out at night, because it will give you that harsh flashback. And now I'm just blending away, and I'm really warming up my face and chiseling the cheeks. Here I'm just blending everything out with the Marc Jacobs bronzer brush, and this has nothing on it, it's just to blend away. And then to clean up my contour, I'm using a little bit of foundation right underneath that contour. I love doing this because it gives you that really sharp look that I'm into, and I literally use half a pump just underneath. It really just, I don't know, it makes the look for me. So just right underneath to give it that sharp look. Now I'm using MAC, I believe this is Whirl. It might be Whirl or it might be Soar. I honestly cannot remember. I'm pretty sure it's one of those two. And I'm just overlining my lips with a darker color. So my lips are perhaps one shade. I use like 3 shades darker in a lip liner if I want a powderier look. And then I'm creating some lines on my lips. This is going to make them look a lot plumper. You're basically contouring your lips. Yes, as crazy as that sounds, to give them a powderier look. And then I'm going over it with Honey Love by MAC, one of my favorite go-to lipsticks. And then I'm going to blend everything with my fingers, the lip liner with the lipstick. And then to lighten it a little bit more, I'm using MAC Myth in the center. For a blush, I'm using Galactic Milan Blush with a NARS Yakio brush. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Oop, I needed a little more blending. And I'm just going to diffuse this blush right onto the cheeks. I love this color. It's a nice matte purpley pink shade. It just goes perfect with this look. I love the Galactic blushes. There we go. And now I'm using a Morphe brush to remove that baking powder. Then I'm going in with this nice warm matte color, and I'm using the Kat Von D eye contour brush. I am obsessed with this stuff, with this brush. It is amazing. It really places the product right under your eye without going down too far, and I haven't stopped using it ever since I got it. Now I'm using the orange shade with the other side of the brush, which is a nice round tip, and I'm going to diffuse that product right underneath. It looks really good under that cream when you put a darker shade right on the corner and the edge of your eye. So on the outer edge of my eye, maybe the last 1/4 of my eye. Wow, my phone is just going crazy. But yeah, I'm just going to apply a dark shade right at the edge, and then I'm going to reapply the white shade to open up the eyes. Hopefully this is making sense. Maybe you have to rewatch that part a couple times. Then I'm using MAC Zoom Fast Black Lash Mascara on my bottom lashes. It is my favorite. And if you notice, the outer edges of my eyes are a lot darker on the lower lash line. This is going to really open up the eyes and give you a doe-eyed effect. That doll-like eye. You put a medium powder all over the lower lash line and then a darker one just on the outer edges. And I really went ham on the lower lash mascara because I want that to really stand out, my lower lashes. I felt like my eyebrows needed a little more filling in, so that's what I'm doing with the Brow Wiz, again in soft brown. And I wasn't in the mood to use the dip brow. I haven't been using it recently. I'm just feeling the whole brow pencil and that's it. Just gives you a more natural look. I didn't want my brows to be the focus of this look. I wanted the eyeliner and the eyes to be the main focal point. So eyebrows is not too dramatic, not too fleeky, but still sharp. Just how I like it. And then I'm just blending a little bit more with that orange shade in the crease. Now I'm using this Kevyn Aucoin Starlight powder, and I saw Jaclyn Hill use it, so I know I had to get it. And I like to use this under my highlight almost as like a blush topper because it really gives you a nice glow, but it's not too obvious and stark. And then for a highlight, I'm using this one. I'll leave it down below. I got it on Whole Look. It was kind of random and I'm obsessed with it. It really gives you that bam highlight that I like. And then I'm setting my whole face with the Laura Mercier translucent powder once more to really set it, especially with this heat. You want to make sure you set your whole face and not just your under eye, even if you have dry skin, so that your face doesn't budge and doesn't move throughout the day. And that is the entire look. I hope you guys enjoyed this and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.